Will Gentieu here with Pandilla de Poetas. We have Trinidadian author Arlene Walrond. We're here on the Lily May, a boat up in the boatyard of all places in Chaguaramas, Trinidad, and listening to her read an excerpt from Coffee with Milk, her romance novel.
My debut.
Her debut novel, which she won a first author's prize for. Award from Trinidad, from the
National
Library. Yeah. So, did you enjoy that?
Yes, I did. Well, with
what gave you
audience.
What gave you the idea to write this novel?
I can say I just had to write it. It just came out of me.
That's how it sounds. When I listen to it, it sounds very...
I had no preconceived idea of what it was going to be when I started this novel. I just wrote page by page.
And it comes out as you from experience, from imagination.
It evolved as I went along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you write in such a natural way. With you're able to do different voices and make them seem so believable.
Well, I'm a cosmopolitan person.
A Callaloo person.
Yeah, I am a mixture of several ethnicities, so writing from a different...
like the main character in the book, Lisa. A mix of different races and different ethnic origins.
So it's natural for me to write from...
But in the novel... You're
not giving me a chance to answer well.
In the novel, you have Lisa, who's a West Indian, Afro-black West Indian, but mixed Callaloo, and she meets a white North American gringo, if you will, and it examines those cultural and ethnic, racial differences and how they mesh and how they also sometimes have frictions. True or no?
Well, to a certain extent, yes, but most Trinidadians that I know closely, even though some of them may be very dark-skinned, a lot of them are mixed with other races, and it's who we are. We can... Yeah, I know there are a lot of people filled with prejudicial views, but from my family background, we have a lot of mixtures, and we get along well with other people, and I don't see a problem with if a person is of a different race, or I think it's the feelings inside, or your empathy for humans as a whole that is reflected in our lives.
So you write about that and try to bring that out, or it's just in there? It's just
like I said, it wasn't a preconceived idea. I just started to write. I wrote the first page, and I looked at it for weeks before the story started to come. And I just went from there, line by line, page by page, until it was completed. And people ask me if it's my life story. I say no, it's not. The only similarity to my life is that the fact that my husband, Will Gentieu, is white and I am black, but the story is all out of my head. It's all made up. Of course, it would reflect things that happened in my life. Like, for instance, the sailing part. If I hadn't sailed on a boat, I didn't know how to describe that if I hadn't done it. But it's fiction. It's purely fiction. Oh, and one more thing in relation to the end of... Well, I don't want to give the end away, but the last paragraph in the last not paragraph, the last section, or should I say the last page, I think is the last page of the book.
The end of the story.
The end of the story would reflect my own life story, except I twisted it around. My grandfather was white. One of my grandfathers was white. But in the story, I put the... No, I shouldn't give the story away.
Don't give the story away.
Okay, I don't want to give the ending away, but the last page of the book reflects my life in a certain, to a certain degree. But I don't want to give the end away. So if you want to know what that is, you have to buy the book.
That's a hard sell.
Yeah. Because that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to sell my book. So
oh boy.
If you want to know what that is, you have to buy the book and read it.
It's a tough world, yeah, when you're doing it, and you did this all yourself. I mean, you not only wrote it and edited it with some help from a few friends and a few relatives and
no, one relative.
and many other people, but you also did arranged, how do you say it, typeset the PDF file so that it could be published.
I formatted the whole thing myself and did the initial
did the
editing.
copyright business and everything yourself, so it's quite an amazing accomplishment, an amazing project. Well, if I ever meet this guy, this guy Will Gentieu, I'll cross-examine him and ask him if what you've told me is true or not, or whether you're just making the whole thing up. Being that you're such a creative author.
I want to give
just a second. So this is Will Gentieu here from for Pandilla Poetas, with Trinidad author Arlene Walrond.
I want to give...
and we've very much enjoyed listening to her read an excerpt from her book, Coffee with Milk, a romance set in Trinidad and in North America, and which is very much worth reading and listening. So thank you very much for reading today. Thanks a lot.
It's been a pleasure.